Trevor might not think I'm capable of doing the new show, but I'm back. Didn't leave you guys. Today is Tuesday, August 14th, 2018. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Alley Ridge, your tech news, Monday through Friday. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon to stay up to date with all your tech news and more.
Starting off today's new show, let's talk about phones, because we talk about phones probably way too much here, and let's just keep it up. So, Apple. It looks like Apple's going to be coming out with 3 new phones really soon in the September to October timeframe of 2018. These phones are going to probably have the screen sizes of a 6.1-inch screen, a 5.8-inch screen, and a 6.5. So I'm looking forward to Apple's iPhone X Plus, or whatever they're going to call it, a bigger iPhone X. I'm hoping they'll come out with it, but of course we'll see. But rumors are coming in that they're going to be coming out with a 6.1-inch phone with a cheaper LCD screen and maybe some cheaper electronics and whatnot to bring down the price. And rumors have it that this phone is going to cost a solid $699. Still a decent amount of money, but not as much money as what the iPhone X is right now. Now, of course, with all these phones, there's going to be some basic spec upgrades, maybe even upgrades to the Face ID system. But one interesting rumor that has surfaced is Apple Pencil support. And I'm actually very skeptical on the fact of Apple allowing their Apple Pencil to work with their phones. It would be a really awesome feature that, is going to be competing a little bit with the Note 9, but I don't know. I don't know if this actually is going to become a thing. And the reality is, using a pretty large Apple Pencil on a relatively small phone is just going to look a little weird. And I don't think Apple's going to come out with a baby version of the Apple Pencil. So we'll of course see, but if they do allow Apple Pencil support, I'm going to be rather thrilled. The question is it actually useful? Maybe not. And while we're still on the topic of Apple, Apple's coming out with iOS 12, their latest and greatest mobile operating system, and this should launch on all the upcoming iPhones. And there's been a plethora of betas right now for iOS 12 for people to try out, experiment with, test out, etc. And one of the big features that people are looking forward to is group FaceTime calls. You can have up to 32 people on group FaceTime calls, which is an insane amount of people. Don't know why 32 is the number that Apple picked, but unfortunately Apple has removed group FaceTime calls from their iOS 12 beta, saying it'll launch later. So if you wanted to really try out that feature, sorry, you can't do it now. Moving right along, so whether you're on an iPhone or an Android phone, there's a good chance you're gonna be using Google for something. Whether that is Google Maps or searching, online for whatever, you're probably going to use Google at some point. And Google is a giant. They absolutely control so much in the world. And if you want, you can opt out of Google saving your location history. Or so you thought. Google has recently detailed how even if you opt out of their location history tracking feature, they're still tracking you nonetheless. They're still storing your data, and you actually have to take a second step to opt out of the web and app history feature as well. So it's a 2-step process that Google didn't really acknowledge before, but now are kind of mentioning it today. And it's still debatable whether by doing this, by opting out of these 2 features, if they'll still track you. Probably still will, but Engadget's the only thing we can go off of right now. So sure, we're talking about Google and the sketchiness that can be tracking history, tracking data, but let's talk about something a little bit more sketchier in my opinion. And if you have any young kids or whatever, you might want to just take them outside, because this topic is going to be, a little, rated PG-13 here. So I'm just going to give you a minute. Let's take the kids outside, go on a bike, hope they don't fall. So there's a saying, there's an app for that. And that's becoming also true in 2018, because now there's an app for birth control. What? Are you kidding me? That is insane. I don't trust it. So apparently there's an app that the FDA has approved of as being a form of birth control. I said it now. FDA approved birth control app. What? This Swedish app is called Natural Cycle, and literally all it does is a woman can input a plethora of data, and this app is going to start tracking what she is doing, her cycle and whatnot, and it will literally tell you when that woman is going to be fertile or not, so that you can get a recommendation of whether you should do the dirty or not do the dirty. It's literally just a recommendation app of, should you do it or should you not? Maybe you should wait a day, maybe you should wait an hour. I don't know. You got to look at the app, and that'll tell you whether or not you can get into the mood. I will say, there are a plethora of similar apps like that to help track cycles and all that. And I guess this app is maybe taking this a little step further. But at the same time, although I like the concept of this app, it should not be considered a form of birth control. And I don't know why the FDA has approved it of being a form of birth control. It sounds very problematic. Don't recommend as a form of birth control. You can use it as a recommendation, but not birth control. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you liked today's news show. I'm Eric. Trevor will probably be back with the rest of the week's news show because, you know, apparently I don't like filming the news show. I don't know. I just have to listen to Trevor, I guess. Trevor, have fun editing this. Guys, I'll catch you in maybe a week, maybe tomorrow. You never know. Bye. Trevor, I'm sorry. I dropped your remote.